Don in London, hello. February 21st, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, my behaviour, trying to be perfect in any or every way you might want. Never so, never perfect, never will be. The gift is that we are imperfectly perfect, and for me I've learned that on a daily basis I may learn something new and my life gets better, or gets worse, or gets more complicated, or gets more simplified. I'm human, simply human, and life happens, and sometimes we understand it, sometimes we don't. Guess what? I have to be a learner every day, and I'm just learning very gradually what it's like to be human on a daily basis. And what am I grateful for today? I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful, I have gratitude that I have people in my life who I love, and who love me back. And it's been a long journey back to some sort of normality. So 35 years a drinker, not sure when I crossed the line. I guess it could have been on that first drink which changed my feelings. And then I was always wondering how to emulate that old feeling of happiness, peacefulness, and maybe slightly out of it, but certainly not afraid. But where drink took me, to the very depths of fear, and bleakness and desolation, and degradation as well. How do I get out of it? Not on my own. I needed a lot of help, and the help I got was from family, in the strangest of ways, from community, from people who knew what alcoholism was and is, from a fellowship called AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. And I've never been one to join anything, and if I did join something, I wanted to join it near the top and be in charge. And the gift is that the fellowship of AA fits all people, because we're all the same size. All different walks of life, diversity is what it is. Everybody unique, authentic, with this one similarity to be dealt with on a daily basis as we can. And at every AA meeting there's a preamble shared, and I'll read it out. And it explains what AA is there to do. It's not to change you into a robot or somebody who is pre-programmed in some sort of way. It's there to enlighten and help us be our authentic selves. So the preamble goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. It doesn't oppose or endorse my videos either. This is me speaking about me and how the fellowship helps me. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety, and that's on a daily basis. So the whole programme of AA, or the fellowship, rests on one day, one meeting, several people getting together and sharing experience, strength and hope. And in between meetings, if I can't get to them, because sometimes I'm isolating because I feel sad, lonely, whatever. Clinical depression is part of my story, and it's not uncommon with people with addictions when they come out of them to find that there's a whole load of things going on. Feelings are stirred up for the first time, maybe learning how our feelings are and what we may do about them. Literature, Daily Reflections, is a very useful book for me, and it keeps me on track. And it says for February the 21st, I'm part of the whole. At once I became part of only a tiny part of a cosmos. When I first came to AA, I decided they were very nice people, perhaps a little naive, a little too friendly, but basically decent, earnest people with whom I had nothing in common. I saw them at meetings after all, and that was there, and they existed. I shook hands with them, and when I went out of the door, I forgot about them. Then one day my higher power, whom I did not then believe in, arranged to create a community project outside AA, but one which happened to involve many AA members. We worked together. I got to know them as people. I came to admire them, or even like them, and in spite of myself, to enjoy them. Their practice of the programme in their daily lives, not just talk at meetings, attracted me, and I wanted what they had. Suddenly they became we. and I have not had a drink since. If only it was just so easy for me. And I was a rotten student, and it was all about me judging them. Rather than go to a meeting and see the similarities, I went there to find the differences and to poke holes in why this program wouldn't work for me, because I was different and special. And what I came to understand is, as an alcoholic in recovery, I'm no different from any other. Everybody's the same. One malady and a whole set of solutions from experience, strength and hope and wisdom shared. No one answer from one person, but the collective wisdom of a group of people who have been staying sober for a day, for maybe many years, or just one day. And we learn. We just keep on learning how life can be. And how am I feeling today? I feel at peace, and I feel happy. And given the medical regime I'm on at the moment, that's no mean feat. So life is okay. As Bill sees it, this one, again a daily reading if you choose to have a look. It says here on page 35, I'm just doing these linearly in no particular order. Suffering transmuted. AA is no success story in the ordinary sense of the word. It is a story of suffering transmuted under grace into spiritual progress. And the excuse me, the spiritual progress for me is simply being able to live in this one moment and absorb as much truth about it as I can, and try and be truthful in this one moment. It goes on to say, for Dr. Bob, that's one of the co-founders, the insatiable craving for alcohol was evidently a physical phenomenon which bedeviled several of his first years in AA, a time when only days and nights of carrying the message to other alcoholics could cause him to forget about drinking himself. Although his craving was hard to withstand, it doubtless did account for some part of the intense incentive that went into forming Akron's group number 1. That was the first group of AA. Bob's spiritual release did not come easily. It was to be painfully slow. It always entailed the hardest kind of work and the sharpest vigilance. And there is no easy way to get to AA. But sometimes people get to AA early before experiencing the dire consequences of drinking. And there's a page in here in the big book, which I've probably got time for, AA, and it's the 4th edition. It says, they stopped in time. Among today's incoming AA members, many have never reached the advanced stages of alcoholism, though given time, all might have. Most of these fortunate ones had little or no acquaintance with delirium, with hospitals, asylums and jails. Some were drinking heavily, and there had been occasional serious episodes, but with many, drinking had been little more than a sometimes uncontrollable nuisance. Seldom had any of these lost their either health, business, family or friends. Why do men and women like these join AA? The 17 who now tell their experience answered that question. They saw how they had become actual or potential alcoholics, even though no serious harm had been done. They realized that repeated lack of drinking control, when they really wanted to control it, was the fatal symptom that spelled the problem drinking. This plus mounting emotional disturbances convinced them that compulsive alcoholism already had them, that complete ruin would be only a question of time. Seeing this danger, they came to AA. They realized that in the end, alcoholism could be as mortal as cancer. Certainly no sane man would wait for a malignant growth to become fatal before seeking help. Therefore these 17 AAs, and hundreds of thousands like them, have been saved of years of infinite suffering. They sum up something like this: we didn't wait to hit bottom because, thank God, we could see the bottom. Actually the bottom came up and hit us. That sold us on the idea of Alcoholics Anonymous. And so it seems that, there are 17 stories at the back of the 4th edition, all about getting there before, the destruction is complete. And I took it to the very last right available to me to die, before I really understood what AA could do for me. So, in terms of serenity today, I always reflect on the serenity prayer, which says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Just one day at a time.